Dear students, I already uploaded two slides for you. I think you all watched the classes. Mr. Hamid has already uploaded many videos. I think you all have watched them. Welcome to my online class today. The slides are prepared and presented by myself, Mohammad Monir Hussain, Assistant Professor in English, Bhasha Shohid Abdul Jabbar Ansar VDP School and College, Bangladesh Ansar and VDP Academy, Shafipur Gajipur. My cell number 01715253040. Good evening. Welcome to my online class. Let us see the following sentences. We watch the video on graphics design. She draws a map of Bangladesh. Farid has performed the folk song. They caught a large fish. Mr. Masood has bought a Prado. We are playing Ludo. Think about these. Watch in the first sentence, draws in second sentence, performed in third sentence, caught in fourth sentence, bought in fifth sentence, and playing in sixth sentence. Think about this word like watch, draws, performed, caught, bought, play. Let us see the next slide. Think about these two persons. That means they are doing something, and that is our today's topic. I think this boy is smiling and the girl is dancing. So today our topic is verb. Now, learning outcome. What can we learn after completing the verb? By the end of the lesson, the learners will be able to define and identify verbs. That means they will be able to define, say, they will be able to make the definition, and they will be able to identify the verbs, fill in the gaps with them, make sensible sentences using different kinds of verbs, create sensible paragraphs correctly. See the picture. A girl is writing something on the blackboard. The girl writes on the blackboard. This is a verb, and this is called principal verb. Look at this picture. They are doing something. That means this boy, Spriha, is cutting a cake. Is verb here. This is auxiliary verb. That means if we classify verb, first of all, they're divided into two parts. First one is principal verb, another one is auxiliary verb. Let us see the first sentence. The girl writes on the blackboard. In this sentence, writes is the only verb here. There is no other verb without write. And by this verb write, the sentence makes the full sense. So, it is called the main verb or principal verb. That means the verb which complete the full sense is called principal verb. Generally, a principal verb sits before the object in the indefinite tenses. Now think about this verb is. In this sentence, Spriha is cutting a cake. There is two verb here. Is a verb. Cutting is also a verb here. Is used before cutting. There is no meaning of this is here. Spriha is cutting a cake means Spriha একটি কেক কাটছে. So there is no meaning of is here. And is used before cutting main verb or principal verb. So auxiliary verb generally used before principal verb and it has no meaning here. Always an auxiliary verb sits before a principal verb. Think about these two pictures. In this picture, Jeffrey writes an editorial. Mr. Kamal likes to eat jackfruit. Here, by this verb writes, Jeffrey writes an editorial. By this verb writes, the sense of the sentence is complete. So, it is called finite or finite verb. And in finite verb, the verb form will be changed as per the subject, person, and number. And it also will be changed as per the tense formation of verbs. Think about Jeffrey writes an editorial. If I use I here or you here instead of Jeffrey, then we have to write you write an editorial. That means you need not to add s here. If we use we instead of Jeffrey, we write an editorial, not writes here. So finite verb is changed according to the subject's number and person, verbs tense formation. Think about infinitive. Infinitive means to before verb. To before verb. Mr. Kamal likes to eat. This to eat is not changed, is unchanged. So to eat is infinitive here. Think about these two pictures. In first picture, this is a cat. The name of this cat is Paul. He is sleeping now. And in this picture, the woman is crossing the canal. So there is another two verb here. First of all, Pau is sleeping now. In this sentence, Pau is sleeping. There is no object here. So it is called intransitive verb. That means intransitive verb. In intransitive verb, there is no object. An intransitive verb doesn't have any object. But if you think about this sentence, the woman is crossing the canal. In this sentence, the woman is subject, is crossing, is auxiliary, crossing is principal, the canal is also an object. So there is an object in transitive verb. So a transitive verb is an object. We have already discussed about 6 kinds of verbs. First of all, principal, auxiliary, then finite, non-finite or infinitive. Then we have just discussed about transitive, intransitive. Let us see this picture. Jafrin gave a Bangla novel, Pranti, to her aunt. Here we'll discuss about the verb, and about the classification of object here. Jafrin gave a Bangla novel, Grant, to her aunt. Jafrin is subject here, gave her a Bangla novel. This is also an object. Branti to her aunt. Novel Branti. This is appositive. And to her aunt, this is another object. So, whenever we'll use objective object, that means a Bangla novel, it is called direct object. And when we'll use personal object, then it is called indirect object. Mrs. Parvin feeds Mohana food. Feeds Mohana food. That means this verb and this object similarly same. So this feeds comes from the noun food. Whenever the verb is formed from any noun is called cognate verb. The verb feed comes from the noun food, so it is cognate verb. The piper plays on a flute. Here, plays is not the verb. Plays on is the verb. So there is a group of words here. Plays and on. These two words combinedly created another verb that is called group verb. Whenever a group of words will be used as verb, it will call group verb. A group verb is followed by a preposition. Now, there are three pictures. In first picture, you see three boys are sitting, and there is a table. In this table, there is ticked pokho, and I think there is another pokho. Now, describe the picture and match the following verbs with the given pictures and make 5 sensible sentences each using right form of verbs. Let us see the verb. There are three verbs here. First one is play, debate, unveil. By these three verbs, you have to match for which picture which verb is matched. Think about play, middle one. If you think about debate, I think first one. Unveil, to open anything, inaugural ceremony. Unveil, that is for third picture. Now you will have to write 5 sensible sentences. Think about debate. You will have to write the boys are debating on gender equality. They are arguing for them. On the other hand, the opposition party is arguing to defeat the opposition one. Think about this play. Second one, play. The boy is playing cricket. He is practicing, I think, in the drawing room. Like this, you will make 5 sensible sentences. So, there is a diagram here. If we think about verbs at a glance, a verb is an action word, First of all is verbs. The verbs are divided into two groups here, principal and auxiliary. Principal means it need not to take any help from other one. Auxiliary verb, that means it has no meaning. It is just used as the substitute, or it helps to mean the principal verb. Then principal verb is again divided into two, one finite or non-finite. An auxiliary verb is divided into normal or modal. Now, I would like to tell about these models. Uh, these models can be divided into three. One, that means to be verb, to have verb, to do verb, and modal verbs. Finite verb is also divided into two kinds, transitive and intransitive. Transitive means in that verb there will be an object. Intransitive means there will be no object here. Uh, Instead of these verbs, there are more verbs here. Cognate. Cognate means the verb and uh, object will be originated from the same word. Group verb means a group of words will be used as verb. These are the classification of the verbs here. Now, I'd like to give you a homework. Write a paragraph on the life of a woman in Bangladesh by using following verbs: educate, lead, led, behind, tolerate, torture, establish, manage. Remember, your paragraph will not exceed 120 words. Thank you very much.